I am not kidding when I say this. From a scheduling logistics standpoint, this is one of the most genius things the NFL has ever done, and I do not say that lightly. Welcome everybody to JJ9 News, where we talk all things NFL all the time. I'm Jared, and I represent the 904 from the 602, and today we are talking about the breaking news that just was announced by NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell that the Philadelphia Eagles will open up the 2024 season on Friday, September 6th in Brazil. It will be the first time ever that the NFL is playing a regular season game in Brazil, and they're going to do it on that Friday night of opening week, which means you're going to have a Thursday night game, a Friday night game, a Sunday night game, and a Monday night game, and the Eagles will be the team playing in that game. Despite the fact that they do not have territorial rights in Brazil, the Eagles are going to be the home team. Again, you had to do an NFC team just because they have 9 home games this year. And here's the thing with the scheduling perspective. This is really what I want to talk about. This was absolutely genius on the part of the NFL to do it how they did it. Here's the problem if you play right now in Brazil. The problem right now, if you play during any other week in the season, you can't really do a 9:30 in the morning game because the time zone doesn't work out that way. At the same time, you don't want teams to be forced to take a bye week necessarily by playing on that Sunday, because that is a lot of travel. For a lot of teams, it's basically double the length of what you're traveling to London. People don't realize that. It is a hike and a half to get down to Brazil, more than double the time in terms of flight, depending on where you are in the country. So what the NFL decided to do, we're going to play this scheme in week 1, get it out of the way, and get a national TV slot on top of that. Now, you might be saying, wait a sec, Friday night, can't they not do that because of the Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961? And the answer to that is they absolutely can do that. And that's why I think this is a genius move on the part of the NFL. The Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961 states that no game can be televised if it's taking place within 75 miles of a high school game if it's a Friday, or a college game if it's a Saturday for a certain time period. And the NFL season, for the most part, falls into that time frame. The exception is in late December. That's why you see NFL games in late December, but you don't see them for the first 3 months of the season. It's not because they don't want to compete against college football. It's that they are legally not allowed to. And this is why this move is a genius, because there is no high school in America that is playing football within 75 miles of Brazil. So that is a loophole that the NFL can use, and that's so they can televise the game. It's the same loophole they used for Black Friday with the Jets and the Dolphins game in the 2023 season. You can't do it if it starts after 6 o'clock Eastern, so what they do? They start the game at 3 o'clock Eastern, so it was over by 6 o'clock, and they were in the clear to show that across the country. So by doing this scheme in week 1, you don't force anyone to take a bye week. You allow them to travel and have normal rest, because, keep in mind, you travel back on Saturday, you have a full week of rest to get ready for the next game. Number 2, and here's the big one, you can televise the game across the country without being in violation of the Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961, and you create a national TV slot, a national TV game out of absolutely nothing. This game, I don't know if it was going to be televised before nationally, just because I don't know where you could do it. I really don't know where you could have done it, unless you did it on Sunday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, Monday Night Football, but that would have been really, really tough to do, and you're not really gaining any TV slots on top of that. The NFL just created a TV slot out of nothing. This is why the NFL is king. This is why they are the best in America in terms of doing business from a sporting perspective, because this is a genius solution to play the game Friday night, week 1. You're not in violation of the Sports Broadcasting Act. You create a free TV slot. You get more money that way. Everyone wins. It's a genius move, but what are your thoughts? Do you like the NFL playing their opening game in Brazil, or rather week 1 in Brazil with the Eagles? Do you think the Eagles are the right team to play in that game? What are your thoughts on international expansion? Let me know in the comments down below. And that's going to do it for this episode of JJ9 News. Be sure to like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. And be sure to check out my main channel, Jared9, where we talk all things NFL history all the time. Until next time, this is Jared9 signing off, and as always, go Jags.